Now we do it on 3, 2, 1 clap. We don't clap on one. We do 3, 2, 1 clap. Okay.
3, 2, 1. So it's 4.
It's 4 total. We clap on the 4th one. All right. 3, 2, 1. I feel like such an amateur now. Forgot all this stuff. We're just making this stuff up. Welcome back to Key Constructors podcast. We call it Built Different, a Key Constructors podcast. My name is Justin. I'm the safety guy. Over there in the corner is Brianna. We don't have enough seats. It's a common problem. So anyway, but today we are privileged to be here with Rick Weber.
Weber?
Is that not correct?
I'm being interviewed by somebody who doesn't know my name.
Oh, that's what was written down here. Webster? I really thought when HR gave me this stuff, I thought it would be correct. And my notes said Rick Weber.
Well, she may not know my name.
It's very possible. Dang. All right. Rick Webster is who we've got here with us. And we are still privileged even then. What would you say that you do here, Rick? Did you ever watch Office Space? What would you say it is that you do here?
Apparently, I'm doing podcasts now.
Yes.
So
it's lucrative.
But actually, I'm kind of disappointed because you said it was podcast number 5.
Yep.
And it took this long to be invited.
Now, hold on, dog. Hold on. The very first one we asked, second one we asked, I think we skipped the third one, no joke. And then the fourth one we asked. And each time we were told no.
Well, I have to get with my PR team and find out what happened.
So one of the reasons that we waited, and we didn't know this at the time, I'm making this up as we go, is that if we'd have done it earlier, I would have had to introduce you. For one, I'd have had to use the correct name, Rick Webster. But also I would have introduced you as our owner. And now I can't do that.
You cannot.
Yeah. So what's that about?
Because Key Constructors now is a ESOP, which is an employee stock ownership plan, which means all the employees now own the company.
Yeah. So all of us.
All of us. Except for me.
Well, we're still glad you're here.
Thank you.
Now, obviously, you're not sitting here because you're homeless or anything, right? You didn't do this. It's now an ESOP and you're on the street. So you are still here and still involved
yes.
and still very much a part of what we have going on because you should be. What is it that you're going to be, for the most part, doing? As far as the title part doesn't necessarily matter, but like as far as what you're going to be doing with us daily, weekly, monthly, what is that going to look like?
Well, technically, I'm the chairman of the board, which is which I have been, before the ESOP, I had already started a Key Investment Group, which was a LLC that owned Key Constructors. And I set that up for mainly for succession purposes.
Right.
Now with the ESOP, we still have a board, and I'll be chairman of the board. A while back, I made Jason Henry the CEO. And so going forward with the ESOP, none of the management, day-to-day management of the company or anything like that will change.
Yeah.
It's still going to keep going like it is. I'm going to move more into a, consulting, not really consulting, just advising type role.
Yeah.
Trying to help Jason and Dave and all the leadership team.
Yeah.
Try to get out there more and hug on the people. Jason said I'm real good at hugging on people.
You are. I've seen you hug somebody. You look like it was something you were comfortable doing.
Yeah.
But I know also, in a serious tone, the people that I talk to in the field, they all appreciate when you come around. They appreciate, I think it's a couple of things. I think one, they appreciate the eye because you have the experience, to kind of help them see some things. But I think they just appreciate, somebody who has been in this business and has been in the culture of this particular business for this long, to be there on their sites and talking to them and helping them. So we absolutely hope that continues.
Yeah, I think it's important to get out there with the younger guys and you know, try to prevent them from, you know, burning their hand on the stove if we can, to try to get some of the tribal knowledge out of the older hands, get it out there with them. You know, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. You know, this is basically, Key is on third generation of employees now, all across the board. And so we need to get that knowledge out there. But, you know, at the same time, I've always run by the philosophy, you know, we're trying to get to point A.
Right.
And the way that I get to point A may be different than the way that you get to point A.
Yeah.
So I've always felt like people needed the latitude to figure out their own way to get there.
That is, man, as people move into managing, that is one of the hardest things to step into is, you know, there's not one way to do everything. As long as we get to the goal and we've got some guardrails keeping us from getting too outside of that, as long as we get to the goal, that's the whole point, right?
Yeah. You know, I like to get out there and try to help them eliminate steps. I'm not a big fan of wasted motion. Yeah. I tell people it's because I'm pretty lazy. And so I don't want to have to move that much.
Hey, man, you're preaching to the choir. One thing I noticed when all the paperwork was handed out to us the other day, I was reading through some things, and there was like a frequently asked questions or, you know, something like that. And all the questions and answers are there, but one of them had a real weird asterisk beside it.
Footnote.
Yeah, footnote. And it said that nothing was really changing except Dave Porter was now your boss. That felt really weird to read that. What does that mean?
Well, that footnote got snuck in there by Mr. Porter, who is now unemployed.
Right. Okay.
So, or he will be shortly. But, you know, obviously Dave put that list together. And we'll still be working through this, you know, transition period and stuff. So,
well, as he's transitioning from his chair to the curb outside,
very possibly, very possibly, he may be our new traffic control.
Man, I tell you, we need somebody with some go-get-it attitude. Somebody who's willing to do something like that. Putting footnotes in there would be a perfect person for it.
He would do it. I mean, he's pretty high strung there.
I did think that was funny, and I had to read it the second time because I'm from Mississippi.
There were actually very few people who caught that footnote.
Yeah. I went to public school in Mississippi, so I definitely didn't the first time. I had to go back the second time. So there's that. As we go along, as this ESOP develops, and I say developed, it's here, but as far as we get our head around it, and as everything moves forward over the next few years, what is it about Key that's gotten us to here that you hope that we will grab and carry and keep on no matter what?
Wow. You know, first off is the name,
okay.
Key. And I think it's important that people understand that name. It didn't come lightly. You know, the story behind Key is that my father took the Key people from Complex and started Key Constructors. That has led to my understanding all growing up, and, you know, even when I wasn't even involved in the company, I had other interests. But I always knew, and it was always taught to me that, you know, the people are the most important thing. The people are the key.
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter how good a leader you are. If you don't have the right people in the right seats, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
And then getting the right people, once you get the right people, you need to give them the enough lead for them to go.
Right.
To do what they need to do. And so that's been my philosophy forever is, you know, we have people in place to do certain jobs, whether it's, you know, in safety or HR or, you know,
podcast.
Jason, the CEO, podcast,
whatever it is.
Stuff. Yeah. So if I've always run my theory, if I have to do it, then I don't need you.
Yeah.
So let the people give the people a job and let them do what they're good at.
Right.
And give them the lead. Give them enough leash to do what they need to do. Moving forward with the ESOP, I could have gone a lot of different ways.
Right.
The moving to this form of management or ownership of the company fits right in with an ESOP. If anybody does any study and any research or anything about ESOPs, and which I did, extensive amount, it's the culture. Mm-hmm. It's the culture that makes an ESOP successful. It's the ownership mindset of the employees.
Right.
Well, we already had that.
Yeah. And
a lot of other companies that become ESOPs, it takes them a while. It takes them a while to build that momentum to get that mm-hmm. ownership mentality. But we're already there from the work that Brianna does out in the field, what you do, Jason, all the people do. We push that mindset, and we do that in such a way that we care about the people.
Yeah.
We've always cared about the people. We always want the people to have a career.
Yeah.
If somebody's just looking for a job, they probably need to go somewhere else.
Yeah. Yep.
If they want a career, they need to come here. And so moving to the ESOP, it was a way that I could not only honor that, but I think it will propel the company into the next, into the future, many future generations.
Right. Yeah. It's one of those things that I've never worked in one before. I know what they are, but I've been kind of reading up on it and learning about it and all that. And man, everybody I talk to that's been a part of one or worked with people in them, they all talk highly about it because of exactly that. It builds ownership with everybody, but if you've already got a culture that has embraced ownership, embraced everybody owning what they're doing, it seems like that transition is going to be a lot easier. So I know the people that I've talked to about it, once everybody starts to understand it, everybody's been excited about it. There's obviously change, new things, something new that we're learning about and all this kind of stuff. So there's a little bit of just kind of figuring all that out and getting comfortable with it. But I think everybody is very, very happy about it once they kind of get their head around that.
I think so too. Granted, it's we made the announcement on Friday. Some people already knew about it because I had to loop people in because it is a process to do. It's it was almost a 6-month process to do this. Well, but the feedback I've gotten so far has been really, really good. And one of the areas I was worried about was some of the older guys.
Yep.
ESOP is for long term.
Mm-hmm.
It's for you. It's for Brianna. It's for Alston's and stuff. The older guys who are closer to retirement they'll see some benefit, but not what Brianna will.
Right.
So getting, coming to terms with that, I had a hard time with.
Yeah.
But so far, everyone that I've talked to has been very positive about it. And it's felt good.
Yeah, that's awesome. The way I thought about it, I explained it to somebody. They were talking about that, and my thought was, your benefits you get out of it, a lot of it has to do with the time that you've got left working here or the time you choose to work here. But if it would have been sold to another company or something like that, wouldn't have gotten anything, no matter what age we were. So it's a net benefit. There's obviously, like I said, those layers in there of how much time you have left. It's like any investment or anything else, but it's going to be a net benefit for everybody, I think.
Most definitely will be. One thing for people to understand, there's nothing that any of the employees have to do. They don't have to contribute. Their money's not at risk.
Just do your job.
They're not. All they have to do is be here and work.
Yeah, do your job.
There's criteria there. Be here a year and 1,000 hours. But once you do that, and then you're a member of the ESOP, and shares are allocated to you according to a formula.
Yep.
And it's also regulated. This is a retirement program. The ESOP is a retirement program. It's not a savings account. It's not a slush fund. It is a retirement account.
Yep.
So there's a couple things in that. Is that number one, it's very highly regulated by the IRS and the Department of Labor. There's certain things that we have to do to protect the value of those accounts of all the employees. This isn't a pension plan and stuff like that. We still have our 401k, which they can contribute to, which I highly recommend that everybody does.
Yep.
If people aren't contributing to the 401k, they're actually giving away money.
Yeah, there's free money in there.
Yeah,
that's right.
There is.
Yep.
But moving forward with the ESOP, having people, when they understand, and we will get into this as it goes, when a piece of equipment's damaged now, it's, we're going to show that. We're going to be very transparent on what that cost.
Yeah.
And we've done really well as a company, but we also want people, and they do a really good job. I don't want to take away from that. They do a really good job at taking care of the equipment. Right now, I like to say we're trying to, we're running a marathon, and I'm trying to shave seconds off.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, knock off 10 minutes on my marathon. I just want seconds.
Right.
And that's how we're going to get better.
That's the way I think Jason or you or both of y'all explained it to me when I started is, we're not starting at the bottom just trying to figure things out and hope we get by. Like we are trying to, like you said, shave seconds. We're trying to beat our last time to continue the metaphor there. We're just trying to be a little bit better today than we were yesterday, and just keep incrementally getting better. And man, that's an awesome way to think of it. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. We are, the fact that we have the good people that we do have and that they work the way that they work is what has enabled a lot of this to be able to happen. And I think that's a really important thing for people to understand. It didn't go this way because we're doing a terrible job and trying to get out from under it. It wasn't like that. We've actually, as a company, we've worked hard and set ourselves up for something like this to be possible.
Exactly right. I mean, there was a lot of other, I could have gone different ways.
Yeah.
I could have done this, differently. Yeah, but it would have ruined what we built here.
Yeah.
And I've been in this business a long time. And I've seen long-time employees retire with absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Their plan, when you ask them, is like, what's going on? How you going to, he goes, oh, I got Social Security.
Yeah.
Well, that ain't going to get it.
Yeah.
That's, there's a radio ad, that's not planning, that's hoping.
Yeah. Does Brianna do that ad too?
No, she doesn't do that.
Okay.
But, getting the people, so they'll have something in the future is a security for them. And it's, you look at it as a company, it's a little bit, I wouldn't say selfish, but if people aren't worried about what their future holds in there, they make better employees.
Yeah.
And they, that's just one less worry they have.
Yeah. One less stressor in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. As somebody with a lot of stressors with 2 young children, it's, one less stressor is always a great thing to have.
So, yeah. I got a new puppy.
Yeah. How's that go? What is the what is the puppy's name?
Puppy's name is Ace.
Ace?
Ace.
So you got Jake and Ace.
Jake and Ace.
Dynamic duo.
Yes. It, got him yesterday.
Yeah.
And, I left the puppy at home with his mom by myself. by herself last night. So I went somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to sleep in the house.
So things are going well is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a miniature schnauzer.
Miniature schnauzer.
Yes.
So
a yippy dog.
I was going to say, why miniature as opposed to normal?
Well, my wife used to have a miniature schnauzer. We had him for 15 years. He died. It was, if anybody's ever owned a dog for a long time, understand how emotional that is.
Yep.
So it's taken a while to get another.
Yeah.
And she likes the little miniature schnauzer, little puppies. Jake, I have a lab, and he's a big dog, and big dogs are just different than little dogs.
They definitely are.
Big dogs don't bark as much.
It's a totally different mentality, that's for sure.
Big dogs listen better than little dogs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons why you don't want a little dog.
Yeah.
But
so things are going.
The number one reason to get a little dog is because your wife wants a little dog.
So things are going well.
Everything else
is what I'm hearing. Okay, things are going well.
Yes.
So we've kind of covered the ESOP thing, and
the dog.
And the dog. Yep, we got the dog thing covered. Which, if anybody's been in this building very long, they know we have to make sure we cover the dog thing because Jake.
We got Jake now. Jake's just down the hall now.
Yeah, Jake is practically an employee also.
Yes.
Jake sits right there with ChatGPT as like our next co-employee that we talk about, but we don't really talk about. So we've always got to cover that. As far as Key goes, Key's been here 53, 54 years at this point.
Yes.
So how long were you in the field working?
Ooh. Growing up, coming out of high school, I wanted nothing to do with construction.
Yeah.
I actually went in the Army for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the Guard, and I was off the different Army schools a whole bunch. And then I ended up, whenever I'd come back, I would, go to work here.
Mm-hmm.
And there was, at one point, after I came back from Fort Bragg, I came to work, and I was working full time.
Mm-hmm.
I was had been working for close to a month and a half before my father even knew I was back in town.
Nice.
And the first thing he did when he found out was told him to send me for another drug test. And for all the record, I've never done drugs.
Okay.
We're not. It's just. But
who are we to
he was convinced I was. No. And so I really had I worked in the field. I worked under one of my mentors was a man by the name of Jack Young.
Mm-hmm.
Jack is long since passed, but I went to work for him. His favorite nickname for me was Ratchet Ass. But out there, I worked under on a crew for Harry Floyd Sr.,
mm-hmm.
which is Junior's father.
Right.
Billy Floyd was out there on the crew, and that's where I one of the first on the bridge side that I've done. Now, equipment wise, growing up around the business, I've always known how to run equipment.
Yeah.
And, it's just something that kind of came second nature.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I told you earlier that I'm pretty lazy. So if I can get a tractor to do something that I don't have to do, I would figure out how to make it do it.
Man, biggest disappointment of my life was the first summer that my brother and I were going to go to work for our dad on the farm. And we're like, man, we just knew we were going to be riding in a tractor with the air conditioning and the radio. And the first day, my dad gave us a water jug, a shovel, and a pair of rubber boots.
Yeah.
And that's what we did all summer was walk rice fields. So, yeah, I get it, man.
So we, fast forward, I was still doing some, Army stuff in the meantime during that. And then Desert Storm came.
Mm-hmm.
We got activated during Desert Storm. Right before I left for Desert Storm, I proposed to my wife.
Okay. Like any good Army person, military person does right before they get deployed.
Yeah. Going,
so
first thing. I gotta woman at home, you know.
Yep. Gotta get married.
And people out there who were involved in Desert Storm, you know, Desert Storm lasted like that long.
Yeah.
But they kept us on active duty for a long time.
Yeah.
And it was awful.
Yeah.
And after that, while I enjoyed doing what I did with the Guard, I decided I needed to make up my mind.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I either was going to play Army or I was going to go to work.
Yeah.
And that's what I chose to do. And so shortly after Desert Storm is when I got out. And then I put 100% of my effort into working. And at the time, there was no desire to take it over.
Yeah.
My dad and I weren't on the best of terms. You know, a lot of people didn't know that. I mean, when I first got in, I probably went about 3.5, 4 years and never spoke to him.
Dang.
But I got real dedicated into the, you know, working. Had gotten married and, you know, traveling all over the state doing, you know, working different jobs and stuff. And it, you know, I actually started off as a laborer.
Yeah. Learning it from the ground up.
Yep.
That's awesome. What is your, I asked Bo this question when he was on, and his answers were interesting. What's your favorite project or like most memorable project you worked on?
Wow. I'm going to probably say McGehee, Arkansas.
Okay. What was it about that one?
It was just, it was one of the few projects that I pretty much worked from first shovel to last shovel.
Yeah. So
the other jobs, I did a whole bunch of jobs in the Delta.
Mm-hmm.
But most of those I would come in with the bridge, you know, my crew would come in and build the bridge.
Right.
Didn't have much involvement with the rest of the pile driving and the stuff like that. But the, you know, down in Jones County, that was right after I got married. It was, that was a good job, but Arkansas was unique.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing all the way through.
Yeah.
Was good. It's also where we had our first anniversary. It was in the house trailer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful, crime-free McGehee, Arkansas.
McGehee,
yeah.
Arkansas.
Is that bridge still there?
It is.
Yeah. What
do you
bridge?
think is going to fall?
Well, I didn't know if it had been long enough. It had been replaced already.
Oh, it hadn't been that long ago.
Man, I don't know. I'm just making this up. I don't know. Can't count. Do you remember what highway, what bridge it is, or anything?
Oh,
like
it's 65
that?
in McGehee, Arkansas. It's going over 278. I forget what highway it's going under.
Okay.
Over.
All right. Next time over that way, I'm gonna have to go check it out.
Yeah, it's I mean, it was a unique job.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it took us until we have the job now in West Memphis.
Yeah.
Because after that, I said I'd never go back to Arkansas.
Yeah.
It was a tough job.
Yeah.
It was a tough job.
I completely understand wanting to stay out of Arkansas. No offense to anybody in Arkansas. I think 2 people from Arkansas have listened to the podcast. So,
well, I mean, Mississippi loves Arkansas. It keeps us from being. Never mind.
Yep. That the next time a list comes out, we'll be back at the bottom. So, we got to take them wins where we can get them. Is there anything we haven't talked about that you would like to talk about?
I'm sure I'll think of something when we leave this room.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest thing is for the employees that listen. I want them to. The future of the company is in their hands now,
mm-hmm.
and it is so bright. You know, a lot of guys out in the field, they only, you know, they see the push, you know, from the project managers, you know, they're doing the push, and, you know, the project managers are getting pushed from, you know, corporate, I mean, from Dave and Jason and
Dave being your boss.
Yeah, Dave being my
Right,
boss.
that
Yes.
Dave.
Ask him if he's tried to push me. I have photographs that says he can't.
Whoa.
Uh,
Next time on the podcast.
but we have, but if everybody keeps doing like they're doing and keep shaving off those seconds, we're on a rocket ship. Key is going places. Key has a reputation, and it's not because of Jason or Dave or me, or it's because of the people out there. We have a reputation of doing what's right, and I hope that we always maintain that. Yeah, we always, the big thing is you always have to be able to look at that person in the mirror in the morning. Yeah, and if you can convince them you've done the right thing, that's all that matters. I mean, that matters. Yeah,
yeah, that's strong. I mean, what are you going to do? What do you do when nobody's watching?
Exactly right.
I mean, that's who you are.
Tenet of, I'm a Christian, and you need to do the right thing all the time. I mean, it should come as natural as putting your pants on.
Yeah.
We all have pants.
Everybody's got pants on. All right, so everybody can understand this. Uh-oh, we got something coming across my desk.
Breaking news.
This is really good. So what? It's a good thing I got this list. Thank you, Brianna, for doing my job because I didn't do it. Somebody who, I mean, obviously we're talking about the opportunity that we all have, but somebody new getting into this industry, especially somebody who doesn't know construction, is wanting to get into this. What would you tell them about getting into this industry as far as, what they should expect, what our expectations are, just kind of all of that? What would you tell somebody wanting to get into this?
The biggest thing is come in willing to work and willing to put in the time. Yeah. And you have to be patient. My wife will tell you that I'm the most patient person out there. She's not watching.
No. We'll cut that part out. Same as the dog part. Yep.
So, and I've told people this. When you come on as a laborer, or you don't know anything about what we do, you need to get in there and learn as much as you can, and work as hard as you can at whatever job is given to you. If your job is only to sweep the floor, be the best damn sweeper out there. Yeah. So they notice when you're gone. Yeah. And it will pay dividends, moving as you move up. And then most people, I'm a firm believer that anybody can do anything they want to do if they want to do it. Yeah. That is the controlling factor in there, is if they want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a difference between wanting to be somewhere and wanting to work to get there. They're very different things. But yeah, and we talk about in orientation all the time, telling people like those core 4 values, like those are the things that anybody can bring to the table. You're not born knowing how to build bridges. We can teach you all that. But man, being able to show up every day on time and work as a team and try to help people out and being dependable, like all of those things.
Having a good attitude about what we're doing. It's so important. It's, it's okay not to know. It's not okay to not be willing to learn it.
Yeah. That's a great point. Man, being overly confident and incredibly unprepared.
And we see a lot of people out there, we're joking about Dave, but when Dave first got here, I almost said Dave was highly intelligent.
We can cut that out too.
Yeah, we can edit that, can't we? But Dave came in and he wanted to, something was going on a job. He wanted to do go out and help with the traffic control because he was so fired up. He wanted to get out there and work and improve himself. But the big thing was, and my problem with that was, he doesn't know what he doesn't know. And that is so dangerous.
Yeah.
And you got to have people that, Dave understands that.
Mm-hmm.
But you have people who don't understand that. They don't know there's things out there that they don't know.
Yeah.
You have to be able to recognize that.
Yeah.
And move past it.
And man, those things, the things the things you don't know, they'll all kill you. I mean, they all will hurt you. They all can get you into trouble, no matter what it is. So yeah, that is, man, getting into this business. I mean, when I got into this business, I had a surveying background, had a license to, was a licensed surveyor, all that stuff. It still took me about 3 years of being in highway construction before I really started to grasp how things worked, why they worked like they did, like the nuts and bolts of it, doing the layouts I needed to do, all these things. I could do that, but why some of it worked the way that it did, it took me that long just to even start getting an understanding of it.
Yes.
There is the way these projects work, especially on bridges. We may have a people sitting in one place working on a bridge for a year or more just because of the length of time for the project. It takes a while to come back around and do things again to where you start building the repetitions and getting better. And I think people a lot of times take that as just putting you off and trying to hold you down in your advancement, but really you have to build that book of knowledge in your head of what's going on and why it's going on.
Yes.
It takes time.
Yeah. And I don't want to take away from people, but some people are their own worst enemies in that.
Lord knows I've been there.
Yeah. It gets back to, you have to be willing to put in the work to make it happen. And what I mean by that, a lot of times you have to make that happen. Mm-hmm. I talked about running equipment. Nobody taught me how to run equipment. I just went and got on equipment. Yeah. And I tore up stuff in the process.
Yep. I would like to pause right here and say that is not exactly what we're encouraging people to do now. I'm glad that happened back in the 80s.
Yeah.
In the 90s. But that's proceed.
Yeah. All right. That's why Jason doesn't let me go in the field this morning.
Just go get on it. Destroy it. It's not exactly
no,
what
but it's a
but you have to make opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to be, I learned how to shoot grade.
Mm-hmm.
I taught myself how to shoot grade. Because at the time we had a man, Bill, that would come to the job. He did all our grade shooting, most of it. When I say taught myself how to shoot grade, I taught myself how to figure grades.
Yeah.
And that came about because, either I would forget to call Bill the night before because we didn't have cell phones and stuff like that. We had a range. We actually had a plan stuff.
Really had to plan.
Yes. And I would forget to call him. And I wasn't going to not make a pour because I forgot to call Bill to come lay something out.
Yeah. Sure enough, be in trouble then.
Yes. And so I just figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
And Brianna does a great job with the Key Academies.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect opportunities. I didn't have those opportunities coming up. Is for the younger guys who want to learn some stuff, come in and learn how to read the plans, learn how to shoot grade, learn how to do the equipment maintenance, learn these things. And it may not play out. You're not going to get a raise the next week because you went to Key Academy, but it's going to give you tools.
Yeah.
It's going to give you tools in that toolbox when you are afforded that opportunity.
Yep.
And it, I see lead men on the job sites just yesterday. It's that guy who's coming up. The foreman's not there, but you can tell that man's in charge.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that doesn't just, there's not a anointment of oh, you're in charge now. It was this somebody took charge.
Yeah.
And that will grow into leadership programs.
That's
leadership in the future.
It's one of the things I've noticed since I've been here and that I've appreciated is, in general, if there's something you see that needs to be done and you take it on it and go do it, there's not anybody that's in general going to hold you back from doing that.
Exactly.
Go do it.
Exactly. And there's a book that, we pass out, QBQ, question behind the question, and it's all about ownership.
Yep.
It should never be, oh, that's so-and-so's job.
Yeah.
That should never be on anybody's mind here at Key. To say that, that's somebody else's job.
Especially
it's not
now.
beyond me to get out there and move barrels or flag traffic.
Yeah.
I'll get out there right now if it's needed.
Certification is not current, but
Well,
I love the spirit.
True. How does he know my
man? Look, safety guy, he knows. But that's
I'm not current on CPR either. But would you stop me from giving it to you?
I couldn't.
I see.
I couldn't then.
I'm not giving you mouth to mouth.
So anyway, that's our show for today. We've thoroughly enjoyed this opportunity to interview Mr. Rick Webster.
Was I moving my hands too much?
The good thing is we don't have to do the subtitles now. You've accurately transcribed the entire thing. Man, I really do appreciate it. I've only been here a couple of years, so I'm still new to the culture and the people and everything else, but I've enjoyed it. And, this opportunity we have now for the ESOP thing, I can't speak for everybody, but I very much appreciate it. I feel like all of us do, but, man, it feels like an opportunity that we all wished for and we didn't really know how to get it. And then like now it's there and we have to grab it and run.
I think it's going to be, I've been excited about it from the beginning. As I said Friday, I kind of wonder why everybody's not doing
it.
Yeah. I think the turbocharge that we're going to get from it, we keep moving like we're moving, growing like we're growing. It's just going to be incredible. I mean, so much so, as I was going through the process, at least twice did I go back to my advisors and, get them to talk me down off the ledge of I didn't want to do 100%. I want to save some, because it's going to be so good.
Yeah.
And we have some caveats in there and the stuff. So as it grows, on the backside, there's some opportunities for me if I choose, but it's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And what it's going to do for the people, I'm just excited about it.
Yeah.
Brianna, especially younger folks. I told Austin yesterday that as I was going through and thinking about the ESOP and working through the ESOP, I've run scenarios in my head. I've always done that. And that scenario, when I'm looking at it, Austin's name, Austin's face came to mind. How will he benefit from this in the future?
Yeah.
How will Hayden benefit from this in the future?
Yep.
Brianna, how will Brianna be able to use this going forward in her recruiting and retention? She does such an excellent job doing what she does. I mean, this is just another little quiver, another arrow in her quiver that will, get these people in.
Yeah, it should be a huge help for us. And the best salespeople are the people who are living it. So it's going to be huge for her. And man, it's a good time for us to be finding good people, making more key people.
Yesterday I had a young man on down in Franklin tell me that I asked him, what he felt about it, and he said that prior to Friday, his father had been telling him that he needed to, figure out where his career, where his life was going to lead, find a job where you can have a career and stuff such as that. And his dad was pointing him to other companies. But when he went home Friday and told him about the announcement, his dad said, "No, son, you need to stay right there."
No, you can't get better marketing than that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do any better than that. Man, I really appreciate everything. I know we've taken up a bunch of your time.
Is almost 10 minutes past my lunchtime.
Yep.
I didn't get this big by skipping lunch now.
Man, I've always just eaten when I get hungry, and turns out that's now.
Yeah. Brianna told me she was going to have sandwiches.
I'm sure those will be here soon. There's no way she would let us down. But no, as we go through this, for one, I would love for you to come back and talk to us at some point and tell stories and things like that and help us stay on track. But my personal wish as somebody, working in the safety realm and culture is everything for us. What I hope as you go around and hug on folks, as Jason says, is anytime you see it, help us get back inside those guardrails if we start to lose anywhere the things that make key.
Exactly. And that's what
it's easy for us as new people come in, as we move into different areas and things like that, it's real easy for those things starting to slide. But man, I think that is one of the biggest things that you can help us do is make sure we don't forget who we are and where we came from.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And then in the future, just as you're planning future shows, you talk about me telling stories. Now, I have some really great stories, but 90% of them I'm under NDA. So
I understand. All right. Well,
definitely can't put them on a podcast.
We'll have an episode where it's basically just like one of those black censored bars across your mouth, and it'll just play music the whole time.